Hey everyone, come on in, Push Past Nation, come on in. I am coming on with you today. We have Miss Adelaide Paul. Well, we had Miss Adelaide Paul, so let's hope she comes right back in. Today we are here to remind you of the Dominican Diaspora Solidarity Walk for Peace and Prosperity. So let me give Adelaide a call and make sure she knows that we're on. Where did you go? So come on in, guys. Don't forget to share the live as you come in. Let everyone know that we are here. And we are going to speak to Miss Adelaide Paul as she reminds us about the walk for peace, justice, and prosperity. As you know, Mr. Atherton Martin started the walk in Dominica, and it has gone on to other places. So we have Miss Adelaide Paul, who's with us, and I'm going to ask her to log back on and log in again. Log out and log in again. You guys know how it is with technology. Whatever can go wrong will go wrong, right? So go ahead and share the live. Let everyone know that we are here. We're talking the Solidarity Walk for Peace and Justice in New York City area. So, of course, if you're in the New York City area, we certainly want to encourage you to be a part of this all-important walk. So how is everyone doing? Come on in, post a message, let us know that you are here. Let us know how your week is coming along, and let us know if you as well will be taking part in the walk, or if you even believe in the mission of what everyone is trying to accomplish with this walk. So I see Miss Adelaide Paul is back. And you know, with technology, Adelaide, you never know what to expect. So that's okay. We'll figure it out. So how are you, Adelaide?
I am good. This thing we disappeared again. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay,
Yes,
I'm
yes.
here. I'm
Okay,
here.
here
All
you
right.
are. Don't
I
don't
am
touch
so
anything.
sorry. I am good. I'm good, Simon. And good evening to Dominicans. Everywhere in the diaspora, at home, and every other person who has joined us tonight. A
Yeah,
very
so
good evening to you.
so just tell us about the walk on Saturday. What inspired you to do the walk? What can we expect during the walk and all that information?
Yes. Well, as everybody can see, I'm actually sitting in my vehicle, and I was just telling Simone that I would have been home, but it's a very sad period now. I am actually just attending the memorial service of unfortunately the young man Mr. Peter Panthe, who passed so tragically recently. So today it's his memorial service, which is about to start at 7. So that's the reason I'm sitting in my car doing this interview. Yeah.
So tell us about the walk.
Sure. So well, of course, there was a walk 2 Wednesdays ago. A walk that was called for by Mr. Atherton Athi Mate. As everybody knows, Athi has been such a vibrant person in the Dominican community, has been so influential in so many ways. He's an activist, and there's so many labels to him. And so, based on all the happenings in Dominica, especially recently, he called for us to really show that we are a brave people, we are empowered, we are proactive citizens, we seek accountability, we are walking. He called for a walk to stand for freedom, to stand for peace, to stand for justice, and to stand for prosperity. And I think the freedom that Athimate spoke about is the freedom that all Dominicans should feel empowered and emboldened and bold enough to stand up and ask questions about our country's governance. And so I was so inspired with the turnout of the walk, because we hear the constant, oh, all you people do is just talk, 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 and there is no walk. And so when Athi called for that walk in unity, it was just very encouraging to see so many people come together from so many different walks of life, political parties, civic organizations, the elderly, the young, everybody coming together on the one roof, just saying, we have had enough and we want to be free to stand up and voice our disgust and of what is happening. So we just decided in the diaspora, since we're so involved in the Dominican community, I felt inspired and I said, well, if Athi can do it, why can't we do it over here to support them? And so to just mirror exactly what they did last week Wednesday and this past Wednesday, we called for the walk on Saturday so all diasporans can come out together and walk for freedom, walk for peace, work for justice, and work for prosperity at the UN, from the UN, the park right across from the UN, walking to the Dominican consulate, asking for the very same things that Athi was asking for.
Yes, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to share the flyer that you created so that we can get a better sense of what the walk is all about, and we can give some information. So you're pretty much going to be starting from Ralph Bunch Park next to the headquarters on 1st Union and 42nd Street. Mm-hmm. And just to let everyone know, just in case, they missed the beginning of the walk, where will the walk culminate, and how do you get there? How do you get to where the walk will culminate?
So we're walking from we're gathering at the park. So we'll be gathering there. We'll have people who come in, just and we are citizens, and this is a citizens thing. Everybody will, whoever wants to give, just say something about how they feel and what we can do as a people. The whole unity drive to see a better Dominica. And so we will be gathering there. You can take the 7th train or the 6th train, the 4th train to Grand Central Station and walk right across the First Avenue. You can also take the bus. I'm not sure what bus goes there, but it's easy to just jump onto. Most trains get to Grand Central Station no matter where you're coming from. Mm-hmm. You can drive over there. It's a Saturday. So I don't think parking will be too much of an issue. Once we gather over there, interestingly, the consulate, the Dominican consulate, is really not too far away from where we will be gathering. So we may make maybe 1 or 2 wrongs around there. We'll be gathering from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. So it's going to be a 2-hour walk, and we'll gather at the park and just really have a session of just speaking of the grievances, speaking about the place that we would like to see Dominica go, speaking about the justice, the issues of the day, of special mention, the Syria issue that we think has not really gone away completely, because these things have a way of coming back. With the whole Russia-Ukraine war, there's so many things that are just coming to light right now. We are looking at Dominica's name being also involved in a ship that was
yes, I just heard today.
Yes,
oh my gosh,
yes, by Russia, and mm-hmm. We have to ask ourselves, how is our small little island always involved in all these negative things in the international circle? Why can't we just hear something positive? And it is so much so that we are not the ones choosing to have our country's name in these kinds of things, and we get no responses, we get no answers, we get no clarity. There is no accountability. Nobody responds to us. It's only when it gets really, really, really terrible in the world that we hear something from the government. We have not gotten an apology from Lauren Bannis, although she was the one who we were told who signed this agreement with Syria, and we still don't know. The relations were not terminated. So all of these are issues. And every day we hear of some other thing. I got a message last night talking about some Iranian vessels that were carrying Dominican flags also, mm-hmm. and it never ends. It just continues.
Right. It always seems it's one bad news after the next. Now, let me get a sense from you of what has been the response to the walk? How many people, you might be potentially expecting? What has been the overall response? But before we do, let me just say good evening to everyone who's joining us on the Facebook Live. Pam Clark is here. My mom, Medina Senhouse, is here. Montex Barron, great to see you. Joe Williams, Rosetta John Charles, great to see you guys. So don't forget to share the live as you're coming in. So what has been, and Daya, great to see you as well. So what has been the response to the walk in New York, Adelaide? What has been the reaction so far?
I will be honest. I haven't heard that much of a response. I know that there used to be very many people who were involved, and again, just like Asi said in Dominica, whether it's the apathy or just a lot of
Yeah.
diasporans that I have spoken to, you hear the concern. Me, I'm done with that. Let Dominicans stew in their oil.
Wow.
They voted for that government. Leave them alone. Why are you even bothering? I will be honest, and I
Yes,
have to
please
be
do.
honest that
Please
we
do.
get a lot of that, and we have gotten to the place where we have two choices. We either throw our hands up in the air and say all is lost and leave
Mhm.
Dominica for Roosevelt and his gang,
Mhm.
or we as a people say we know that this is a journey. It Some things just don't happen immediately.
Overnight.
This has been a 20 something year process that will not just suddenly change.
Mhm.
I personally had kind of eased up on even the constant getting involved in the Dominican issues. I said, let me focus on myself, let me focus on my business. And I still do. But once I saw the coming together of, all the different
Yes.
organizations,
Yes.
the political parties, and that is not to say that everybody cannot have a different ideology, but we
Mhm.
can sometimes put our ideologies aside and come together on the one purpose, on the one mission. So for the many people out here, even in the diaspora, that I hear that apathy
Mhm.
and just that disgust and that fed up, and I'm done with that, I'm not going to
Right,
do
right,
anything.
right.
I say to them, even if it's five of us who walk on Saturday,
Mhm.
let's start it.
Mhm.
Let's show that. Guess what? When Dr. King walked, many people dropped off too, but
Mhm.
few stayed and it grew. And the things that I enjoy and my son enjoy in this country today,
Mhm.
it was because of people like him who never gave up.
Right, right.
Yes. And,
Mhm.
democracy is an ongoing battle, even here in the US.
Mhm.
Even here in the US, democracy, you have to fight to keep it. Because
Mhm.
if I just forget about fighting and protecting it, it will be stolen away from us. And
Mhm.
it's not different for Dominica. And the fact that these people decided, you know what, we're not going to give up. We're not going to throw our hands up in the air. And that's what I say. I say for the many, for all the people who were walking in Dominica, especially the elderly people, they were walking for somebody or two or three or four people who were afraid to show their faces.
Mhm.
And I have to say that there are people in the diaspora who are also afraid to show their faces
Yeah,
for
and
fear.
that is what is incredible for me, Adelaide, because here we are living in this country, and yet we're still afraid to be a part of a walk that benefits Dominica, because we're afraid that people at home will
Yes.
see us in such a forum. I just find that completely incredible. But the other thing we also have to keep in mind that in the same way that Afi inspired your walk in New York City, maybe your walk will inspire another group somewhere. And before you have it, you have a whole cascading of groups that are raising the awareness of
Yes.
what is going on in Dominica, and how, and Lord only knows what that can lead to. Because, for example,
Absolutely.
I know Dr. Thompson Fontaine said that he will be walking on Saturday. He's in
Yes.
Africa, he's 7 hours ahead of our time, but he's going to coordinate the effort to make sure that he's walking in white
Mm-hmm.
in South Sudan, Africa. So we have to be steadfast, and we have to keep on journeying along, because then what is the alternative?
Absolutely.
What
The
is the
alternative is just
alternative?
give up. And I think there are many of us out there who know that giving up is never an option. Giving
Mm-hmm.
up cannot be an option. No matter what it is in life, we just cannot give up. We can't just throw our hands up and say, oh, well, you have it. Because, we live in a society, like I've always said, that we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. 2 years ago, we were struck with a pandemic. None of us had ever experienced a pandemic. And I am pretty certain that many of our lives changed. Many of our lives changed in some way. Some people, like you, probably started your own show.
Yes,
I
I did.
moved from, I shifted career entirely.
Yes.
I became
Yes.
a full-time entrepreneur. And,
Mm-hmm.
this was something that, wow, I had never, I had probably played in my mind, but to be bold and say, I'm going to do this, I think it's because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
So how can we just give up when we have people, a 79-year-old man, or how old is that? 76-year-old man in Dominica, who has dedicated his entire life
Mm-hmm.
to stand up and fight for his country, even when, you know, he said that he's legally blind.
Yes, I was just about to tell you that, and he's legally blind. So we
Yes.
able-bodied folks, we should do better. And I lived in New York City for 10 years, but I'm in Georgia now. But I just want to congratulate you on your efforts. Now, are you looking for volunteers? Are you guys requesting donations for anything for Saturday?
Oh no, actually, we're fine because really we're
Okay,
just going to be out there.
right.
People are coming. All we would really just love is for people to just come out and support the
Mhm.
work, to inspire others, to encourage the people at home, because you always tell them, oh, you guys never stand up, all you do is talk, talk, talk. So if
Right.
we walk, maybe they will be more inclined to walk at home. And
Hmm.
one more thing, Simone, um we started a petition uh for accountability. And there are people who've said to me, why you going to put your name on that thing? It's on
Wow.
change.org. Why you said that for three things. We're asking for three things. One, that Lauren Bannis is terminated immediately, because after having taken the responsibility for that action, which can ultimately harm Dominicans in the long run,
Mhm.
we don't think that she should sit back till May 31st and all her credentials taken away from her by then. Since that happened, and they've claimed that she's the one who's responsible, whether we believe this or not, we think that this should be stripped from her immediately. So that's one demand. We're not asking, we are demanding as citizens of the Commonwealth of Dominica. We are also demanding that a foreign minister, a minister of foreign affairs, who has no idea what diplomatic relations are being formed. This is incompetence on the highest level. And if we're going to have people who is a foreign minister representing the country, I, as a citizen of Dominica, and many of the citizens of Dominica, need to tell them, if you're going to act in that manner, then you should resign. So we are demanding his resignation. And of course, the prime minister, who is the head of everything, who knows everything that happens in Dominica, how it takes place, we are also demanding, because of his incompetence, that he too resigns. And people are saying, well, you know that this is not going to happen. I said, well, guess what? I, as a citizen of Dominica, it is my right. It is your right. And it is everybody's right as a citizen to demand good governance. We
Mhm.
can demand, if it is not in the best interest of the people. When you sign diplomatic relations, when you've established diplomatic relations with a country like Syria, which is considered a pariah country, and you sully the name of Dominica, and who knows what consequences we're going to bear, then we as citizens, we have a right. We have a right to demand accountability in whatever form we think that it should happen. So we have.
And the other thing that comes to mind, Adelaide, and I know you have to go back to the memorial service, but the other thing that comes to mind is transparency, because it always feels like we're in the dark, and then there are these surprises that are never positive surprises. But I think we're just looking for transparency, especially when we think about the whole Syria signing the contract with Syria. I mean, it's inevitable that it's going to come to light. So why
Absolutely.
not just be transparent with the people of Dominica and make it known? Because then it begs the question of what else don't we know about?
And that is
And
the
I think that is the concern.
And then the other thing to Simone is that this is not the first time. There is
Mhm.
consistency in that behavior, and they say behavior is consistent, which means if it's happened so many times in the past and it's happening right before our eyes again, it's going to happen in the future. And we don't know how much worse it's going to get. So, we
Right.
as the citizens, we have a right. It is our God given right as a citizen of our country. And I want every Dominican to understand that. This is your right. Dominica is not a monarchy, it wasn't willed to anybody. Any person, anybody, the child in school right now who is making C's and D's only can potentially become the leader of this country one day. So we all have a right to this country equally. This belongs to us equally. When people govern us, they, they did not win a grand prize. The citizens are asking you. We have entrusted you with that power to make decisions that will benefit us. So when you make decisions that harm us, that put us in jeopardy, that make us look terrible in the outside world, we have a right to demand that these end. And Simone, this is my opinion. Nothing is going to change in Dominica until this government changes. And that is just what I think. It is
Yeah.
not going to change until this government
And I
changes.
went ahead and I pinned the petition to the comment section if anyone wants to take a look at it. But again, on Saturday, can we expect to see the walk? Will you be live streaming the walk? Would you like people to potentially post pictures of themselves, maybe doing their own walks as well?
Absolutely. We are calling, and that was the call that all diasporans, no matter where you are, if you want to join us, even if it's just one person walking and posting, if it's two people, if it's a group of people say, we're going to do a walk for exercise and we're going to do a walk to support. Wherever you are, you're in Canada, you're in England, you're in St. Thomas, you're in Antigua, you're in Guadeloupe, you're in Florida, you're in Georgia, you're in wherever, England, wherever you are, just do that walk. Do it with them on Wednesday if you can. We were going to do it on Wednesday, but a lot of people ask, well, we'll be working and it's going to be difficult. Can we do it on the weekend instead? So we decided to push it on the weekend. And then we changed the time because people say, well, what if we're coming out of town? We want to
Right.
accommodate them. So just, join the walk. This is a walk for all Dominicans. All Dominicans, no matter where you are, let's show them that, listen, we still want to save our country, even those things sometimes seem like it's not attainable at that time. But who knows? If we have a petition calling for those things, the fact of the matter is it is registered. It's not just saying it and it's gone. It is registered. It is documented. How when things are documented, the effect and the impact that they can eventually have. So let's put our signatures there and let's tell them, listen, we want this. We need more transparency. We are demanding more transparency in Dominica. How many other ships are carrying Dominica's
Right.
a flag? What else are we? What's the next thing?
Because you know what came to mind when I heard that, Adelaide, because the ships are paying for the Dominica registration. So I think we're so focused on the monies from the CBI
CBI.
program, we're not even aware, because there's no transparency, that there are other ways that the sovereignty and the name of Dominica is being sold that we have no clue about. So when
Absolutely.
situations like that come up, it shows a broader problem
Absolutely.
that we are all concerned about. So I
Hmm.
want to thank you for joining us to remind everyone about the Walk for Peace, Prosperity, and Justice on Saturday in New York City. The flyer is right here so you can see where it will begin, where it will end, and how you can participate. Adelaide, do you have any final thoughts for us? Any sale on your Decade products, maybe?
Oh, actually, well, you know what, Simone, I know I told that I'm supposed to come on your show, and I certainly will. It has been a work in progress. Currently, I am just about to officially go into the commercial kitchen for production to get them on the store shelves because it has been a process. I'm excited because this is my first production run,
Right.
and it's been such a learning experience, but it's fascinating, and it's so much to learn, and it's
Right.
exciting.
Now,
uh,
just give us a quick reminder where we can get your products. Well, we have you on the live. We might as well share your work.
Yeah, well, the Pestonate, which is the overall multi-purpose all natural seasoning, which is what I'm getting ready to get into the stores very shortly. This can be found on the website. I am also going to get it. It's going to be available on Amazon because I wanted to make sure all the regulations were fully done, and so everything is as it's supposed to be. And so pretty shortly, I would say by the end of the month,
Right.
it will be available via Amazon. Definitely working with the stores. We've already gotten some contracts to get the products on the store shelves, retail store
Nice.
shelves. So it's been a work in progress.
Yes.
I'm
Well,
excited about it. And
yes.
that's just to say that when I started this, I had no idea where I was going to go, and I have no idea where I'm where it's going to go. But I am very excited about this.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and and for me, I think that just fear cripples, fear
Yes.
of the
And
unknown
it ties
cripples.
right back to what we're talking about, Adelaide, because fear cripples, right? When you don't know what exactly is going to happen next, it's very hard to trust the process. But you trusted the process, and here you are about to launch in some stores and online. So who knows what can come from our efforts
Absolutely.
to
And
do
that's
these walks and to come together as a people.
absolutely, and that is the point. Yeah, you just said it. That is the point. Yeah,
Yeah.
fear cripples, and I think there is so much fear in Dominica right now. But hope. This thing called hope is always there, because even if you have fear, when you try, you never know what's gonna come out of it, and we have to remain hopeful because
Mhm.
every day it's amazing. There is this saying that things always work out. They
Yeah.
will work out. We
Hmm.
stand up together as a people in unity and demand certain things and work for justice and work for peace and work for freedom. If we do it together jointly as a Dominican people, no matter which ideology we have, no matter what religion we come from, no matter which part of Dominica we come from, if we do it together jointly as one people with one voice, just doing exactly what Ati started, and people just come in line, fall in line to do it, we have no idea what we can achieve. But
Yeah.
we must take action.
Right.
Inaction is what will destroy us.
Absolutely. And I hope that Saturday is so successful, rain or shine or whatever weather
It'll be
you
a good day.
encounter.
It's
Yes.
gonna be a good day. It's been raining.
That it will encourage you to continue the walks, and it will encourage others to pick up the
Absolutely.
idea as well.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
even for me, I would really love to continue the walks, because even if we don't have to do a big walk in Manhattan, I can do it right around the area that I live. I can get a
Mhm.
group of people, because right now I'm at a church right now where there are so many Dominicans in
Yes.
that church right here in Brooklyn. So Brooklyn
Yes.
and Queens are not very far away. We
Nope.
can gather a group of us and just walk in a park somewhere,
Mhm.
and with the same purpose, calling for that transparency, that freedom, and that justice that we need in Dominica.
Yes, and if you happen to do a live stream, please send it to me, and
I
I will
will.
be more than
I
happy to
certainly will.
share it. We have a
Yes.
comment from Izulu Katiman. There are many persons who considered the walk around Roseau as a bel marché, missing the point altogether. So he is so absolutely right, because many people miss the point because they don't see a tangible outcome at the end of the walk. They believe it's a waste, but that is how you build momentum. And
Yes.
the other thing, and I know you have to leave, is you hear now so many people feel hopeful.
Yes.
So many people who had lost hope, who were saying the same things that you're hearing in your area, that why bother, nothing is going to change. So many people were saying, oh, this is just talk. Well, now there's talk followed with action. So
Mm-hmm.
why not be a part of it instead of saying, it's not going to lead to anything? So your final thoughts, Adelaide, as we wind down the program this evening?
My final thoughts are that Dominicans, we have an opportunity to continue the process. It is not going to be easy. This is 20 something years of just indoctrination.
Mhm.
But we have to remain hopeful. We have to come together in unity on the one purpose. And every small step makes a difference. Let's do something no matter where you are. Join the walk. Join the walk. Sign the petition. Let's do this as a Dominican people with one voice.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Adelaide, for being here to remind us of the walk on Saturday. And of course, if you need more information, you can also always jump on Adelaide's Paul Facebook page, and you can reach her
Yes.
via Messenger on Facebook as well. So I wish you all the success on Saturday, Adelaide, and always feel free to contact me. Let me know if there's anything else we can help you to promote. So this has been another presentation of Push Past 10. I am Simone Matthew. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to share the live. Don't forget to follow Push Past 10. And don't forget to click the notification button to know the next time that we go live. And please extend our condolences to the family. Adelaide, I know that
I
it's a very
certainly
sad
will.
day. So
I
please
certainly
extend
will.
our condolences and our support. And again, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Simone. Thank you so much for promoting the
Yes.
walk on Saturday.
Yes, anytime. Have a good evening.
You too.
All right,
Bye-bye.
take care.